Ciao amici, I'm Chef Leo Spizzirri, and today I'm going to be showing you an amazing dough that comes all the way from Italy, specifically the region of Emilia-Romagna, which is located just above Tuscany. And I know everybody knows where Tuscany's at. So what are we making? I'm going to be showing you how to make what for all intents and purposes is the Italian flour tortilla. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to make a piadina. "35 years, this never gets old." Now, let's talk about these ingredients. To make a piadina, you're gonna need 300 grams of 00 flour, 120 grams of water, 12 grams of sea salt, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and finally 50 grams of shortening or lard. Let's start weighing out all of our ingredients. I've said it many times, if you don't already have a digital scale, you need one. Get one, they're very cheap. You wanna make this dough just like I make it. I'm gonna start out with this 00 flour. We're gonna weigh out 300 grams of 00 flour. Don't forget, tear out the container, meaning set the scale to 0. Once you have it to 0, 300 grams of 00 flour. The next thing that we're gonna do is add a little bit of baking soda to this. I'm gonna go ahead and use a half a teaspoon. This isn't very much at all. This is gonna give you this nice kind of fluffy flatbread tortilla-like texture, and it's gonna make a beautiful sandwich. The next thing we're gonna do is weigh out our water. Our water, we're gonna need 120 grams. On this 120 grams of water, I'm gonna put this to the side. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our salt. It's not a lot of salt because this dough is gonna be very flat when we bake it, so we don't need a lot of extra salt with this. 12 grams is all I need. In this, again, sea salt is gonna go back into this dough really easily. And I'm gonna mix this in a certain way here by hand, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do this. And now to finish this up, I need a little bit of shortening. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of this shortening and I'm gonna put with a little bit with my finger and I'm gonna give this a small little smear inside. This is gonna help me release this later when I go into the bowl. Now, with this, I'm gonna use 50 grams. So a nice spoonful, and we'll have enough to get going. Think of this as kind of like a biscuit when we make this. And we're gonna fold the fat in this process. Now that I've got everything ready to go, I'm actually gonna start mixing. To this bowl, you've probably seen your grandma and your mother, if they make fresh pasta at home, do this method. What I'm doing is I'm blending that baking soda into the flour right now. Once I have that kind of uniform and scattered all throughout, I'm gonna go right into the center of this and I'm gonna make this kind of well, okay? Now, to this, I'm gonna put all of my water directly into the center or into the well. And then from here, I'm gonna put my salt. Salt is gonna go right on top, and then you see me do this in all my other videos. Take your hand, make the iron claw, turn it sideways, and we have our beautiful whisk. From here, I'm gonna very slowly start mixing in the middle. I can feel the salt in the bottom of the bowl, and as I'm moving my fingers, I can feel that gradually I'm moving and kind of opening up my thumb and my pinky so that the side walls of this well are kind of pulling in. And little by little, this dough is now taking the flour as it needs it. If you want to kind of help this out, use your hand, the opposite hand that you're mixing with, and continue to turn the bowl. At this point, this is the perfect time for me to start folding in this fat. Because this fat was at room temperature, shortening, lard, margarine, whatever you decide to use, including a little bit of extra virgin olive oil if you wanted to, I'm literally just squeezing this dough through my fingers, and as that shortening, in my case, starts to hit that flour, everything else starts to come in, and this all of a sudden is almost done. You can see that there's a lot of flour that's still underneath this dough. Take the dough, flip it upside down so the flour side is now up, put it back in the bowl, and continue that movement of turning, kind of using the side of your hand to scrape, and then as I'm squeezing, it's pulling the rest of this flour in. If you get to a point where you feel that you're not getting anywhere and you absolutely need a little bit of water, my best recommendation is, instead of pouring water into this bowl, take a little bit of water, just kind of pour it on your hands. Wet your hand and then start again. That's enough water. You don't need any more than that, because we don't want to change this recipe. Just continue moving it around, and you'll notice that just that little bit of water that I put on my fingers, and this now is almost all the way done. So this is the perfect example of a dough that we're going to knead a little bit and then let Mother Nature do the rest of the work. You can see the texture, how this still looks very crumbly, and there's still a few signs of flour in this dough. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this onto my board, because it's so dry, using my upper body and kind of pushing down into it and rolling. This is very different than the rest of the doughs that I've showed you how to hand mix, where I use that kind of airplane taking off from the runway method in the other videos that I've done, like my Neapolitan or my American traditional doughs, where we mix those and my kneading was different. I'm gonna give this a few more turns, and then I'm gonna just kind of try to close this into a solid mass. This, yes, looks very ugly right now because it's not done kneading. We've just kind of forced all the ingredients together. What I need to do now is take this, I'm gonna stick this back inside of the original bowl that it was in, and then I'm gonna grab some plastic. You can use plastic wrap for this, something that's gonna allow this to rest, and then that humidity that's inside of the dough, I wanna trap underneath this plastic wrap, okay? After 15 minutes, we'll come back, I'm gonna finish the kneading, and I'm gonna show you how to complete this. The resting period is now over, and I'm ready to continue kneading to finish this dough. I spent all of my life studying to be a pizzaiolo, not only in the United States, but in Italy. And I spent a lot of time traveling all through Italy. And the thing that I noticed is that Italian cooking, specifically pizza making and dough, is one of those things that there's so much passion, so much love for the craft of making dough, that it almost comes out in your work. So the dough, I'm gonna say like this: the dough will know if you're having a bad day. The dough is gonna know if you're aggravated at your dog or your wife or your girlfriend, whoever it is. But if you come back, I will promise you that making dough is so therapeutic. Now, with just a little bit of work, look at how beautiful and smooth this dough has become. From this point, now that this dough is done, I'm gonna kind of form this into another little ball. I'm gonna let it rest for another 15 minutes, come back to it, and we're gonna divide and make our dough balls, and we're done. That's it, super simple. I'm ready to start dividing my dough. So I'm gonna go ahead, remove this dough, get ready to get my scale, and then this dough is gonna make 4 120 gram dough balls. Let's get this scale going. I'm gonna get my cutter here, and I'm gonna divide this down the middle. I'm pushing all the way down until I feel that snap. I can't make this up. Come over here, Ethan. Where are we at? Just under 120. It's good enough for me. Good enough for horseshoes. This dough, again, feels like biscuit dough. It's a little bit drier. It's still got some elasticity to it, but because of the high amount of fat that's inside of this dough, it won't make a very smooth dough ball like the last ones or all the other doughs you've seen me make. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this dough, I'm gonna pinch it to the center, just like we've done the change purse method, make this come to a solid point, and then I'm gonna form this into something that kind of just looks like a little hockey puck, I guess, if you will. Once I'm all done with this, I'm gonna put these into my dough box, and these are gonna go away for the night or until you're ready to use them. It's been 4 hours and I'm ready to start rolling this up. The most simple ingredients, just flour, a little bit of shortening, and some baking powder. We're not waiting for this to rise with yeast, and that's why we can go ahead and roll it out right now. I used a rolling pin, stretched it really nice and thin. I dimpled it with a fork so that I get these beautiful, gorgeous bubbles. Go into a really hot oven, and when it comes out, you can fill this with any ingredient you have around the house. I used stracchino, which is a cow's milk soft cheese, a little bit of prosciutto di Parma, finished with some arugula, dressed with just simply olive oil, salt, and pepper, And then I let it snow with this beautiful snowfall of Parmigiano Reggiano. But you can go ahead and use whatever you got at home and make this gorgeous sandwich for all your loved ones. I'm Chef Leo. Ciao, amici.